Fear. Fear. So I've heard it described two ways. Is face everything and rise, or F everything and run. Now, lately I've been going through a lot of fear. I'm trying to sell my home and it's not selling. So there's a lot of financial fear, trying to carry rent, a mortgage, trying to buy another house. Like, there's a lot going on in terms of financial issues. And trust me, I get it. These are luxury problems. The fact that I can own a home, the fact that I can rent an apartment while I'm in between homes. Like, I get it. These are luxury problems. But there are people dependent on me financially. Okay, there are people expecting money from me. They're creditors, they're debtors, they're people who expect payment for things. And I got to come up with it. And that really is the only fear that I have in my life. It's always got to do with money. Money. Money is my biggest fear. That's probably why I don't have any, to be quite frank. I believe in manifestation, and I believe in, the will of the world. And so fear of not having money is keeping me not having money. You always draw to you things that you put your attention on. So I don't have my attention on, I have money. I can afford these things. That's not where my mind is. My mind is on, I don't have enough money. And so I'm never going to have enough money because that's what I keep drawing to me. Why do I talk about this? Why is this the topic of the episode? This is what's heavy on my soul. Trying to bring to me the things that make me happy while simultaneously trying to not think about the things that make me fearful. I've spent so many years practicing manifestation and trying to not be a positive thinker, because that can lead to some toxic behaviors. But really the fact that, like, thinking about how I'm already in alignment with what I want. So what do I mean by the toxic behaviors? Toxic positivity. Ignoring that which is, ignoring that there is a problem, ignoring that you suffer, ignoring, like, your feelings. That's not a way to live, not really acknowledging that you feel a certain way. Now, I have found healthy channels in order to be able to process these things, like this podcast, journaling, prayer, meditation, the big three that I keep telling you guys about. But going through it doesn't minimize that you're actually feeling it. Like, you have to understand why you feel that way. And I talked about this in the last episode. Really digging into, okay, why do I feel like this? Where does this come from? Like, I just had to pay a big credit card bill and I could pay it. My car is due for service and I can pay it. But yet here I am biting at my nails like, oh my God, what's going to happen to me? These irrational fears that are not based in anything. Like, there was a time in my life when I really had some financial worries. I was 17 years old with a baby on my hip, no job. My man wasn't taking care of me. Nobody was taking care of me. I had to go to the food pantry. I was on WIC. Like, all these things that, like, I had to go through. And right now, the person that I was 20 something years ago, 23 years ago, would have killed to be in my position right now. And so my biggest fear is this lack of gratitude. It's a lack of understanding that I dug myself out of that hole, out of a tiny apartment in Worcester, Massachusetts, with a baby, put myself through school, worked my way hard, like busted my butt to get to where I am today. And yet those same fears that I had back then, they still gnaw at me today. They still crush me on a day. Like I've had this weight on my chest all day long. And this isn't oh, well, I just need to accept that I'm doing better and, realize that there are people who are poorer than me. There are people who are suffering, like real suffering. It's not about disregarding my feelings. It's making them the right size. Because these fears, these worries, they're not crushing me. Literally. These fears are not actually robbing me of food right now. I just ate dinner. I just ate a good dinner. A dinner that 23 years ago I would have killed to have. The food I ate right now, we can't buy that. Food pantries don't give that. I spent so much time working my way out of this. And it's this fear that it's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. I have to keep climbing. I have to keep doing more. I have to get to a point where I will never have to financially worry ever again. And that's a lie. Because I can guarantee you that there are people who are way richer than me who still have financial worries. How many times have you seen people win the lottery and just to have to file bankruptcy because I spend it all? How many times have we seen, rich people all of a sudden can't afford nothing because they spent it all? MC Hammer, remember what happened to him? Mike Tyson, remember what happened to him? It's the financial habits that I don't have. Money just kind of, it's like my hands have holes in them when it comes to money, and I just let it slip through my fingers because, I need. I have to acquire in order to be able to feel like, I have to keep gaining more crap in my house. I have to keep acquiring things to fill this hole that I have in my heart. Because there's fear right now there. And maybe if I stuff enough crap in there, then maybe I won't feel it anymore. So it's not about saying, oh, I was in the worst position, I should be grateful. It's, you know what, Andy? You have these fears because you knew what it was to be hungry. You had these fears because you had to eat those 17-cent pack of ramen noodles so that your daughter could have food. You went through that. But right now, those circumstances are no longer. Now you can make a plan to get out of whatever financial issues you have. Right now, you can actually do something about it. So let's do something about it. It's about not staying paralyzed in the fear. F everything and run, or face everything and rise. And I'm going to choose to rise. I'm going to choose to look at my behaviors, examine my financial habits. Because I know that, yeah, I might feel like this today now, but if I don't do anything about it, I'm going to still feel like this tomorrow. I'm going to still feel like this next year. If I won the lottery, then I would still feel like this because I haven't processed it. All right, guys. That, I think, is episode number 10. Número 10. All right, guys. Love you. Thank you for sharing my time with you. Or thank you for sharing your time with me. Whatever. Bye.